Guys, I'm Lee, and this is Nick Holland of Center Source. I'm super excited, a great friend and mentor of mine to have him on and talk to us about failure and what he's learned and how to approach it. And so, Nick, tell us a little bit about yourself and kind of your background in entrepreneurship.
Thanks, Lee. I appreciate you having me on, man. Well, I am 32 years old now. I come from a line of entrepreneurs, and I basically started, as you'll hear so many entrepreneurs doing, I started off cutting grass, selling candy, lots of different ways to kind of test out the entrepreneurial chops. The kind of first foray into a serious business is I got an internship in my city doing some web design type stuff and began to kind of help other older people back in the late 90s, early 2000s doing their websites, doing their IT stuff. And by the time I got into college, one of the things I think is interesting is that, you know, there was still a lot of people. The market wasn't very mature, but people were starting to need these types of services more and more. And so I ended up basically doing lots of help for lots of different people. And each year in college, I was earning over $30,000 a year just doing
Wow.
consulting on the side, which was great for college. And so what really it came down to is I always did technology on the side. I really enjoyed it in terms of what it meant for business, but I kept my schooling mostly focused on finance and things like that. And so mixing that with the entrepreneurial type background of my father and grandfather, as well as looking at kind of my formal education in business and finance, and then my kind of personal passion in technology and kind of related fields. All of that kind of came together so that after I kind of did my first job, which was in the financial industry, after I did my first job and I was ready to start a company, I did an IT company. It was the lowest barrier to entry. I jumped in to fixing computers and setting up networks. One of the pieces of advice I always give entrepreneurs are at the end of the day, nonprofits are an excellent place to get started. They will definitely take your free work and let you build your portfolio on them. And so after about 2 years, lots of hard work, lots of selling, I had a kind of a full scale IT company with 5 employees plus myself. Didn't really like it. It didn't scale as much as I wanted to, and more importantly, IT work. If you do an excellent job, that's exactly what was expected of you. If you do a bad job, or if you spend more than 5 hours on a $500 machine, people want to kill you. And
Mm.
so, ended up selling that company to another IT firm here in Nashville, and that's really what began my kind of love and passion for the web. And so, basically, fast forward 4 years later, 5 years later, I guess we're coming up on, and I'm now running an interactive agency that has 26 staff. We work with clients all over the world. I've had the blessing to be able to work and do some side projects. I built a game company that was featured in TechCrunch and was, moderately successful on the iPhone, and sold that to a company called World Blender in Seattle. And now just looking to help other entrepreneurs, and have helped bring a micro fund to Nashville called Jumpstart Foundry in the same spirit as a Y Combinator and Techstars. And so as I look towards this year, that's really one of the things I'm excited about, is helping some of these other entrepreneurs blossom, to really focus on the maturation process of my agency. And hopefully, if luck be a lady, I can start another company this year. So that's about it.
Oh, man. Big plans for the year.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. Well, I think that most people watching kind of probably have an idea of what we're about, but just to give a brief on that, Thomas Edison, which is what the name comes from, and what the concept for the web blog comes from, or the video blog comes from, is his take on failure is, I guess, kind of unique for his time and pioneering for his time, and to him, from his perspective, failure as we would see it almost doesn't exist to him, in the sense that he doesn't even use that word failure when he talks about something that didn't work out, one of his inventions that he tried, and it, what we would say failed, but for him it was that he just learned that that didn't work.
Didn't work. Yeah, it's just another iteration.
And that's really what it comes from. And I was like, well, man, I hear, as an entrepreneur, I hear constantly, well, this is how you be successful, and this is how you're going to go out and get all the big deals, and build a company and be huge and make a lot of money and all that. And it really just skips over the other side of all of the successful people to get to that point, have just like had all kinds of mistakes and failures in between, and they're not these like superhuman, amazing entrepreneurs that we kind of glam them up to be. And I just kind of wanted to reveal and understand that, because I wanted to learn from all of those things that they learned from, how to get to the point that they were, because they had to discover how not to do it many times over before they were able to become successful. So I just wanted to kind of bring that together, bring people on and entrepreneurs on, and get their takes on what they've learned, and share that to other folks. So again, I really appreciate you, and I know that we're going to get some good info out of you.